Hello, 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 everyone.
Hello, everybody.
It is your girl, Miss Leda, and of course, that is Miss Leslie. And we are here today with you guys to do our girl chat. So I hope you guys are ready. We're going to give it a few minutes like we always do, so that way we can let people come on into the room. And then we will start our topic for today, which is: should a woman put a man on child support? Ooh, ooh,
Ooh,
ooh.
ooh.
It shall get deep, and we gonna talk about it, boo.
Oh yeah. Come in and let's sip
Let's
this
sip this
tea.
tea.
Girl, come
Girl,
talk
come
to
talk to
me.
me.
Come
Come
on
on
in.
in.
Girl, come on in here and talk to me. Sit on down and relax your body. Come in and let's
And
sip
let's
this
sip this
tea.
tea.
Girl, come
Girl,
talk
come
to
talk to
me.
me.
Come
Come
on
on
in. Girl, I'm
in.
gonna tell you about the test technique and how God keeps blessing me. I'm
I'm
here
here
for
for
you.
you.
I'm here for you. No matter what you're going through, let's chat. I'm here for you. I'm here for you. Girl, you know I'm here for you. Let's chat.
Yes.
Oh,
So
yes.
I hope you guys are ready to chat. Hey, Griffin 2020,
Hi,
how are
Griffin
you?
2020.
Y'all ignore me. It takes a moment for everybody to come into the room. So, like I say, we just giving it a little bit of time. I hope you guys are having a great day. You know, your girl is definitely having a good day.
Oh, yes. That's a good thing.
Hey, Miss Traisha, how are you, hon?
Hi, Traisha.
Mhm.
I love that intro song. I'm here for you. Man, that is fire.
Well, thank you, ma'am. You know,
You're
we
welcome.
we definitely tried to do that there.
No, you did the thing.
And they shot. Every time I say I had a little something, just a little, not much. A little something to do with it.
Yeah, that's a whole lot of something.
Yeah. Be surprised at the talent. She said, "How y'all doing today? I'm on my way home from my weight program." Well, that's good, boo. How much weight have you lost now? I think the last time we talked, you were down 47 pounds, if I'm not mistaken. And
She
then I
said
know,
47?
yeah,
Wow,
she's
that's
now
beautiful.
47 pounds.
Oh, beautiful. Congratulations.
And Nola girl is down 80. Miss
Oh,
Moji is
that's
down
beautiful.
89.
Ooh, that's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Griffin 2020. She said, have a beautiful voice. Thank you. I
Ah,
appreciate that.
trying to think who else was. Oh, Stacy Jones was down almost 100. She's doing really
Ooh,
well
sister,
on
that's
her
beautiful.
journey.
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Even I have lost some weight.
Well,
Gangsta
amen.
and Glenn be talking about me working out.
Well, amen.
Yeah. Oh, they talk about me all the time. They was talking about I looked like I was gonna faint when I was working out and I did the recording. That's why I ain't recording no more because they was dogging me, y'all. They clowned me for days on that one.
Yeah, but what did I say about them? What did I say about men? We can't live with them and we can't. Oh, that's about wraps it up.
Yeah.
No, we can't live with them and we can't live with them. Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
said.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I said.
Them two, all I can tell y'all is they drive me to drink. Yeah, she said she's down 47 pounds. I knew she told
47
me before.
pounds. All right.
You go try Isha. Go try Isha. Go. Go try Isha. Go.
Hey,
Hey.
hey.
Don't stop. Get it. Get it. Don't
Right.
stop. Get it. Get it. Oh.
Oh, let me smash this like button on this third device. Look at here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Go on and hit
That's right.
that there. Hit that there.
Do that there.
Yeah. How you do that there?
Oh my
From
God.
Texas
Yeah.
to
How you do that
Michigan.
there?
Yeah, how you do that there? From Texas to Michigan, that's how we do that there. Hmm.
It gets worse. How you do that up there? How you do that up there?
Man,
Don't ask me to spell
Lord, look, I ain't even fit to try. I'm not gonna try. All right, y'all. We gonna go ahead and get into this topic. As others come in, they are more than welcome to join in. Y'all, please make sure y'all share the topic with them if for any reason if they miss anything. So today we are going to be talking about should a woman put a man on child support? I want to know y'all's opinion. So go on and type it down in the chat what you guys think. Should we as women put men on child support? What's your thoughts, Miss
it.
Leslie?
I say yes.
Hey, Queen.
Hi, Queen. Should we put a man on child support? I say yes. Once
Hey,
upon a
Auntie.
time, I said no. Hi, Auntie.
So y'all, I know y'all just coming in. Excuse me. Our topic for tonight is should a woman put a man on child support? And so Miss Leslie was just sharing her thoughts, and she was saying yes, she feels that women should put a man on child support. Auntie says no. Okay.
Oh, she said no. Okay. Oh, okay. She said no. Okay, so once upon a time, I said no. But what do you think, Miss Lita?
I'm sorry, but I say yes. Now I understand where Griffin 2020 is coming from, but some men aren't involved in their kids' lives, and so it's one of those things where you have to make them voluntarily be told that they're gonna have to take care of their child because that woman wasn't the only one that made that child, so here it is, you're gonna have to help take care of your responsibility type thing. um I don't know, that's just how I feel about it. I
Okay, I'm
like
glad she said that. What does that really mean? Okay, so she said if a man is taking care of his kids, he shouldn't. Taking care of the kids, like how? Like financially inputting something may not be enough. However, the fact that he's putting in some kind of effort, are you meaning that? Because that is a good question. That's a good statement that she made, and that's a good question. Taking care of him how? Spending time only. I understand that time is a big factor. Time is a big factor, but we can't.
Hey, Daniela.
Let's look at it like this. Let's say if the man is spending a lot of quality time, and that lot of quality time could be 3 or 4 days out of the week times 8 hours. Okay, that's a lot of time. However, um, he wants to say, "Oh, well, I'm not working for no one. I don't like working for other people. I think I should work for myself." Okay, so when are you going to get on the business about doing that? So these type of things he could bring up, which now things turn into excuses because if I don't see any money, and I'm not money greedy. I do believe that if we're going to have a child, I didn't make this child myself. So I shouldn't even have to ask you for support um, to help me with this child. Now, what should have and could have happened in the beginning, if we didn't talk about finances, that's on me. And I understand that. But if we did, and then later on he reneged and didn't do what he was supposed to do, now let's have this conversation again that I ought not to have, but I have to. What are we going to do?
Hey, yeah. Well, hey,
Like,
Sherry, and I thought I seen someone else that came in. I said hey to Daniela. I could have sworn I seen someone else I'm missing. Y'all forgive me if I missed someone. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. But yeah, no, Queen Rose. That's not. That's not Miss Leslie singing the intro. No.
Thank you. Oh my God, that's beautiful.
Well,
Thank you.
thank you. I appreciate it,
Thank you
ma'am.
for the compliment.
Um, so like I have had some people who have had interaction with men and their first response is, "Well, if you need help, then I'll help you." What the hell you
What?
mean if I need help? Like it's a child, it's a baby. Um they gonna always need help. And so when you come in with that type of attitude to me, that right there just lets me know, let me go on and handle my business
Yeah.
and make sure that I have something that is solidified every single month for my child when it comes to an income. Um, I mean, I've seen a little bit of everything. Like I recall a time frame when my father had told my mom he would never pay child support.
Mm.
Baby, that was the biggest mistake that
That
man
was
could
a big
ever have
mistake. Oh
made in
yeah.
his life
Mm-hmm.
because I filed the paperwork for child support. Okay, don't play with me. When
Oh
he
yeah.
passed away, my mom was getting child support from his social security because the wages was being garnished. Don't play with me. Don't ever tell my mama
Don't
that you ain't
ever.
gonna pay child support.
Oh no.
So, like Madeir say, he can either do it voluntarily, okay, or we will be committing involuntarily manslaughter. No, I'm stuck on them taxes and everything else. I'm just saying.
So I'm trying to understand. Auntie Vaughn said she liked to leave third parties out. Is the father a third party?
No, meaning the court systems.
Okay. Well, if he doesn't want to comply, because here's the thing here. We have a child, and looking at this child, they can't fend for themselves. So if my significant other, well, he done turned to be a different title if he doesn't want to comply, because I'm going to stay on the side of that child. Now, I want this entire family, but if you want to say what you're not going to do to support this child, you're forcing me to stand over here alone with the child, because I'm going to take care of this child no matter what you do or say to me. And so what you cannot expect is for me to stay stagnant in this position that you now put us in to say what you're not going to do. I cannot call our electric company and say, okay, listen here. All right. I know we owe this bill, but my child's father said that he's not going to support this child. So now I have to dig deeper in my pockets to make sure that everybody is good over here. Can you all wait and hold on now? I know that you're servicing us these electricities, but can you hold on? That would be a no, right?
Mhm.
Nobody wants to hear from us, Miss Leda, but as far as these service companies, telephone, Wi-Fi, electric companies, no one wants to hear from you unless you're calling them with a solution about paying your bill. They don't want to hear about our stories. And so why should I listen to it from
Mm.
him? Why don't we just do this? Let's have a conversation. And if he still doesn't want to comply, I'll give you another chance to comply. Like, but how long? Like we say, how long, Lord? Like, how long? When? If there's no hope, no answer, no trust, you just talking wrong. You sound funny over there. Okay, so now you forced my hand. You forced me to go in the direction of the court. Let that court speak for the child, because I'm speaking for the child, but it's not going to result in money that you should be giving, or time and money. Last I checked, I've been in my son's lives all of their entire life. And all of the time that I have given them, I had to put up some money for shelter, food, and clothing. Money had to be involved somehow, or I would have been that mother with those four on the street. And that's real.
Now, Griffin, I see your comment where you say you don't run behind a man for nothing. To be honest, you leave them to God. I really and truly don't feel like it's running behind them if you are getting something solidified by the courts for them to take care of their child. Because I'm not chasing them. to to be a part of their child's life. I am just enforcing the fact that you don't have to be there,
Yeah.
but your income is gonna
Yeah,
contribute
leave that there.
to this child that you help make. Like saying,
Okay.
I will never run behind any man for anything, but with all fairness, I just don't want to be placed in any type of situation where here it is in the beginning you're doing what you're supposed to do for your child, and then all of a sudden here comes Sally Sue or Betty Boo down the road and they say, oh, well, you ain't got to pay that child support, or you ain't got to give her XYZ, she'll be all right. No, 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 no,
Mm.
no, bruh.
Yeah,
You gonna take care of your child.
you're going
So
to.
like say that's just me, and that's how I feel about that. Now my situation is a little different, and so most people probably gonna be like, what the hell, leader? um I my baby, how can I explain it? My baby was forced to be placed on child support um because she's not my biological child. And with that, I put not only the mom on child support, but I put the dad on child support too. Um, and it wasn't something that I wanted to do because my first thought was just like you, Griffin. Like, I'm not going to chase behind y'all to make y'all take care of y'all responsibility. I can do it on my own. But the state of Texas made it mandatory that basically, if it's not your biological child, that that you have to place that parent or those parents on child support so that way they're retaining money back, basically. Any support that they are forcing me as a parent to get, it's just solidified by child support. So that's the situation that I'm placed into. Now the child support that they've given me ain't no child support because it's a joke.
Mm.
I only get $25 a month, and I'm like, what am I supposed to do with that? That don't even crank up the car for some gas. Like, stop playing with me. $25? Y'all better have several seats, please. Mm-mm. But it is what it is. I've always been fortunate and blessed. It's crazy because like I have federal health insurance, and again, because it's not my biological child, I can't place my child on my federal health benefits until everything is taken care of within the court system, so that way she can in fact get my federal health benefits in addition to whatever the state has to offer. um because I just have legal guardianship. Shut up talking about to my strippers, I cannot stand it. What's up,
Well,
Glenn?
if I am a stripper, the because I am a CEO, I'm stripping alone. I don't know about Miss Leda. I'm on my own. All that money goes to me. I'm not sharing the doggone thing. If I'm a
Look,
stripper, yeah, I want all my funds.
I,
Talking about
well,
these.
shut up, Glenn. You
He's
see, he
so
always
silly.
got jokes talking about what federal benefits you got
You
fired.
got fired.
He knows what federal benefits. He need a
Mhm.
beating, I swear.
That's
Watch. Let's see.
interesting what Traisha is saying too.
She says, I have a question. What if the mom promises the mother's son law? Wait a minute. The mother's son law before she passed away that she won't put the father on child support. I mean, I don't know, Traisha, to be honest. Like, I mean, you can make promises from here to kingdom come, but when things change, then the situation changed in regards to your promise. The topic today, Glenn, is should a woman put a man on child support? Oh, wait, I don't see you backstage. Hold on, boo. hold on, Queen. Okay, let me put the link back up there. Girl, I was on the actual chat instead of in the StreamYard, so you gotta forgive me. I didn't see you, hun, because
That is funny.
it takes forever for these messages to pop up.
Yeah. That is interesting. Also, what Triisha was saying, it's not always. It depends on what state that you're in. It is not up to promises or anything that is written outside of the law. It is actually the state versus that father. They're going to force that father to do the right thing. So it's not always, the case of something other than the law.
Can you hear me?
Promises are meant
I
to be
can,
broken.
boo. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
Hi,
Hi, Miss
Queen.
Leslie.
How are you, dear?
I'm doing fine. Okay, my thoughts and my opinion. Should we put what is it again, Lita?
Should we put a man on child support?
All right. To me, I feel if a man's doing everything he has to do as a father, providing, sheltering, and doesn't give no complaint and is there for his child, not only with love, but when the child needs him as well, I think no. If he's a very active father on their hand point. But if he's one of these deadbeats that doesn't make how can I put it into terms? An effort to see his child, does not get no money, always has an excuse but could take care of the other woman kids,
Hmm.
then yes, that excuse my language, bastards belong in child support.
Mhm.
So I agree and then I disagree. I'm gonna tell you why I
Mhm.
disagree first. Okay, so this is the situation that I dealt with previously. So I was
Mhm.
dating this guy and he took care of his kids. He was always there, spent the time and everything with his kids. However,
Mhm.
it was one of those situations where if he didn't do a certain thing that the mom wanted, it
Mhm.
was one of those she would throw in his face, well, I'm gonna go and put you on child support type things. And
Mhm.
so it's like you always want to hold child support over my head, but I've been there for my kids. I've taken care of my kids. I put money in your pocket to make sure my kids is good, but the court system doesn't know that type thing. And so,
Mhm.
when you go to the court, it's one of those they gonna backdate everything. So it's like I'd rather for him to have done the court instead of actually having to have that over his head over and over
Oh, so
again.
you try to say like a better baby mama.
Yeah, that's how she was. Like she
Oh
was
no,
real
no.
bitter. And so she every time, like I say, if he would say, no, I'm not doing that, she get mad and that's the first thing she would do is hold it over his head and be like, well, I'm gonna go to the court and make you pay child support.
See, I forgot about the bitter baby mamas because around here, like the people I know, they don't. We're not bitter baby mamas. So I forgot
Hmm.
about we got the bitter baby mamas out there. Yeah, if he has a bitter baby mama that likes to hold that over his head all the time, yes, that goes to court. But if it's a mutual agreement where there's like they have a bond and it's not no chaos, nobody's bitter, I say no. But if we got those bitter baby mamas, yes,
So for me, I think it would be one of those situations like we would have to write up something together
agreed, yes.
and get it notarized and saying this is what we gonna do for our child. And that would be the only way that I'd be like, okay, you know what? Yeah, no, we ain't going
No,
through no
that's
court.
true. I agree with you on that. Get it legalized, have it stamped out that if one of them go back on their words and one of them decide to go to court, here's the proof, Your Honor. We had this in written. It was already authorized by whoever.
Woo, that's a lot of money. Glenn say $840.40 a month for one child. Well,
Yeah.
that's not a
Oh,
lot of money,
Jesus.
but it's a lot of money if it's not affordable for that father. That is a lot of money, yes. Wow.
Yeah. I mean,
And
like I say, my situation, the father nor the mother is in their child's life. And so, I was like, forget this, I didn't make this child. Y'all did.
Mm-hmm.
And
right.
the state forced my hand because it's not my biological child, you know. You
Mhm.
unfortunately, you're going to have to classify this child as her own entity, and she is going to have to get child support. She's going to have to get state assistance because she is her own entity. She's not, basically, she doesn't belong to anyone at this point.
Right.
And
Right.
so they made me do that, but I then when they finally did decide to do child support, it was like, "Are you serious? Like you could have kept that crap, $25 a month. What the hell am I supposed to do with $25 a month?
Mhm.
Like that ain't nothing." Hell, even when the baby was a baby, that wasn't going to buy a pack of diapers at Sam's.
Right.
So what am I supposed to do with $25 a month? Explain that to me. I was like, I have federal health benefits. My child does not have to be on what Medicaid, Medicare, whichever one it is that they get. I can never remember.
Medicaid.
Medicaid. So, she don't have to be on that. She can get the federal health benefits. We don't have to be subjected to that. She don't have to be subjected to anything. But because the state wants to ensure that the parents are held accountable, this is their way of doing it now to solidify um the parents' position. So
And somebody has to pay for it. That's the reason why. Those federal
mhm.
benefits, that is state assistance stuff. Oh, somebody's going to pay for it where we thought it was free.
Yeah.
There's nothing free. That is costly, and they're
Mhm.
taking it out of the butts of these fathers that don't want to do right. And so it's not up to us. I can say, "Oh no, I don't think he should have to pay child support." It's not up to me. It is him against the state that you're in, depending on the law.
Wait a minute. Trisha says, "What if the mother is married and still gives her son's father a hard time all the time, uses his son to turn him against his dad, even if the son and the father have a great bond?" Again, that's kind of like the bitter baby mama thing. Like, uh, that's always a
He
tough
needs to take her to
situation.
court.
I agree.
Yeah,
Take her to court because she's that bitter. Take her. I'm not gonna try and keep cussing, but take her behind the court.
Hmm.
girl, you can cuss. I'm fine with that. That don't phase me at
Thank
all.
you, Miss Lita. But then take her ass to court.
Yeah.
Okay, look. Yeah, because some of them you have to. You don't have no choice. Like I say, I just feel like every situation is different. It really
They're
just
very
depends on the
specific. Yeah.
situation. Yeah. But if it's one of those guys, like I say in the very beginning, it's like, well, let me know what you need for the baby type things. Oh hell no, yeah, no, we going to court. Cause I shouldn't have to let you know what the child needs. You know the child
I
has
know.
needs every single month. They need diapers, they need wipes.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Exactly.
So yeah, that right there is just something that I'm not fit to do. I'm not fit to let you know. You ought to be a part of your child's life where you already know. I just can't get with that. I'm sorry. Mm-mm.
She said her brother did, and she put him back on child support. And you know what? Like also what Traisa was saying, what if the father is with the child 24/7, or around, or okay, so back then we thought it was cute, right? We thought it was cute. We're in a relationship with somebody. He promised us some things, right? We promised him as well. And so fast forward some years, here's a child. And so those promises were broken. And so, yes, he's still in the home. This is a scenario, folks. And for some of us, it was real life. So the father is in the home 24 hours. But what are we talking about? Like, what are we doing? Are we taking care of the child? And some people might say, well, it sounds like you're money greedy. That has nothing to do with greed. Like I said, we have bills to pay. And I cannot explain to my child, well, I'm sorry, you're going to have to be quiet from crying. I can't feed you because I didn't put the father on child support.
Glenn,
Like, what are we doing? What are we talking about?
Yo,
you got like a lot of background noise. Oh, there you go. Okay. Ooh.
you still here?
I do.
It's,
I hear some static or something.
Is it
yeah, but
live?
it's not as bad as when you first came on.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
And that's sad. Like Tracy was saying, the nephew is 12 and he always say that he want to live with the father. These children do. They express who they want to live with. And what the judge do, they can't just tear the family. They can't take the child from the mother because the child expressed himself that he wants to live with the father. It would have to be a case that the mother is abusive to that child before anything would actually change in regards of where do that baby, that child live, who he lives with. Because in my situation, when I got a divorce, okay, so who are these kids going to live with? Well, they're going to live with me. No child of mine expressed, oh, well, I'd rather live with daddy. No, they wanted to live with me. And then, so who gets custody and at what percentage? Nobody is a neglectful parent. I showed uh, check stubs to say I was never without a job. Okay, father, what about you? Can you say the same thing? No. That's unfortunate in some cases. Some cases, the father can say yes, and here's the proof. You're going to show proof. And so we know the judge knew that, okay, under Leslie's care, these children is going to be financially okay, but they'll be financially better if you take on your responsibility, father. And how much is that going to be? Because you can't tell the judge, okay, I'll act right, I'll do my best tomorrow. What is that? No, this is what you're going to be ordered, and the court says so. Leslie didn't tell the judge how much you should pay or how much you will. That's not how the law goes. We would have been in court all day.
Well, let me let Glenn speak since he's at work. I don't want
Oh,
him to
there
Man,
you
get in
go.
trouble.
I'm
what
sorry, I was
y'all
looking
want?
at the wrong screen. My other screen has a black dot. It has a white black dot without Glenn's face. Isn't that funny? But on my other phone, I can see him. Okay.
How many phones you got?
I got two phones open and a computer.
What you doing with them two phones?
Isn't that something?
I'm just asking a question.
You just
You
What's the
got
being
question,
nosy.
sir? Thank you.
what you doing with the two phones? You on the phone with your man, and the other one you on the phone with your little boo thing. I'm gonna tell it.
No, one phone is my personal phone and the other is a business phone.
Okay, you got. Okay.
Go
And
on
it
and
has the
speak your
number to both.
piece and quit being in Leslie
I
Yes,
business.
stop
mean,
being nosy, sir.
I
Thank you.
mean, like, I'm just listening to y'all speak on child support. I mean, it's a situation. It's like me personally, I do whatever for my kids, but there's only so much I can do. I'm on child support basically because years ago, I was told that I was complaining because I mean, if I buy six can of milk and you come back to me and tell me 2 days later that he don't have no more milk, within them 2 days he been at my house. You get what I'm saying? I mean, so if that consider me complaining, well, damn, I don't know what to say. So I guess I was complaining too much. I got a letter like 30 days later, police knocking on my door telling me I had to go to court. And I didn't go. So I did 30 days in jail. They came back again. I didn't go again. I did another 30 days. So I finally went because I was complaining too much over some milk. And that shit ain't cheap. That's about like $24 a can. Something that he didn't even drink.
Ooh, wow.
So we not so like I think nowadays the young women they love the money because they
Yeah.
they could do other things with it.
Yes.
Ain't no way you should be in a beauty shop getting your hair
Yeah.
done and your little girl hair nappy as hell or nose snotted or you can see her, all that type of stuff. You see it all the time.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So I mean, with the child support situation, because a father complaint or a father might slack off in some category, that don't mean that he should be on child support. Now, if he's not in that child life at all, boom, yeah, there it is. Because there's a lot of guys who not on child support and they don't do nothing for their kids. But you got guys who actually try and be there, they on child support. Like I mean, and they robbing us. They robbing us. They robbed me eight. I think I paid. Now I pay 840, 800. No, 210, 10 a week. That's what I pay. And I got to make sure his insurance good. If we go to anything dealing with daycare, I got to pay all that.
I mean, for some it's good and for some it's bad. It's a situation where um like, you got men, like you say, who are out there and they actually trying and they doing the best that they can for the kids. But because you have them on child support, if they miss XYZ amount of payments, then the first thing that the courts is gonna do, they going to jail. So you back in the same predicament basically, because a father can't give you something and he in jail.
Yeah, that's just like me. I think I think that was what 2022. I think within from January to May, I think I had with the jail like 10 times. Within a month, I think I spent like almost 4 months. Then from May to July, I spent another 60 days. Shit, in August they got me a letter saying I was behind. Well, which I knew I was on behind on back pay because when we went to court, she said she wanted back pay. I was $600 to $800 in the hole, and they told me I had a certain amount of time to pay that $600 to $800. And I told them, shit, you might well just go ahead and give me this time because I'm not gonna pay all that. But I ended up paying. It took me like a year and a half. So now I'm actually like a thousand ahead or something like that, and they still making me pay. I don't understand it. But I don't.
Mhm.
I rather do time than play with that back pay. I don't. I think if a woman go to court and say she want child support, why in the hell you want back pay? And you know they're gonna add all that up. I think that's petty, yo. I think it's petty.
Hmm.
But it is what it is. I mean, I'm on it. It is what it is.
I mean, for some, yeah, it is petty. And then you have some that just haven't been there at all, point blank, period. And so it's not a matter of the mom being petty. It's a matter of her trying to secure a income from that father because she didn't make that baby by herself. But yeah, you do have a lot of women who are petty and they know you've been there, they know you've contributed, but because the state don't know that you don't contribute, they're gonna do that shit just because they can.
They know, but they don't understand that money might benefit you, but in the long run, it hurting that child because if you got multiple kids and it's not right for you to have to spend all your money on your child, which you love, the child that you on child support, which you love that child. We know that, but you got your other kids that you have to, buy stuff for too. So if you come to me and tell me, hey, he needs this, he needs that, they go $840 right there. I hear it all the time. Oh, he want a game. He want a tablet. He want shoes. He want all this. He want all that. But think within these 2 years, I mean a year and a half, I'm paying you an extra $150 a week, sometimes 200, sometimes 250, so I can get myself out the hole. And you still tell me that he needs this. Man, you better go. Hell no, man. And I hate that I had to do that, but I just couldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? And I love my kids equally. I mean, that's the honest God truth. But some stuff I can't do for my child because I have other kids I have to do for. Even though I do work, make a lot of money or whatever, I still have to be fair to my other kids.
Yeah.
So it's hard to try to balance that out, knowing that my oldest child here, he like he wants this, but he can't get this. But and I can't tell him, say, hey, I pay your mama. No, you don't do that. But I think it's not right to put a guy on child support who actually being a father because y'all got into it. Y'all might have a disagreement or he might fail in certain categories. You got to give a man a chance because
It's all
I
right,
mean
Queen.
because we can actually be petty and take pictures of y'all going to the club leaving the kids snotty and take it down to the court.
I
But
mean,
yeah, I mean I pay a lot of money and I don't think that's right. But up to the point now, which is I'm so used to it, I really don't see it no more. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. But I mean, I hate to do it sometimes, but I do what I can for him, But I mean, I hate to see it like that. It's just how I go.
I think what has to be considered is some of these mothers are lying about how much she's getting from the said father. Okay, she's not, and some of the fathers are not taking notes. They are not holding on to their receipts. They are not saying,
mhm.
okay, on this day I gave $100 to that child. And also they're just not keeping these notes that are more than mental notes. And so when there is a court date, he has nothing to stand on, and then therefore he looks like a liar, he looks like a deadbeat, and he's not. like he's not. But she's lying, whoever the she is, she's lying to say, Your Honor, he's not doing what he said. And then it becomes his word against her word. Now, here is what the father should hope for. A family member had to go through this, okay? They went through all of that noise. This is where that mother slipped up. She said that that is not enough. Okay. He's paying this. He's paying, yes, he's paying that. So what she did was admit it, yet that, yes, Your Honor, I'm paying this amount. The mother said, yes, but it isn't enough. So that means he's not lying as to how much. So now we're getting somewhere, right? Both of you agree that he was given this amount. This is her biggest downfall. She said, Your Honor, I can't take care of this child by myself. What you say now, mother? Because what you don't want to tell the court mothers out there in the world that you cannot take care of your own child, because now custody cannot be in your hands 100%, because you just admitted to the court mother that you cannot take care of your own child. So therefore 50%, then let me give this father more time, since you said with your own mouth, mother, you cannot take care of this child. And as the court appointed officer, you cannot expect this judge to agree that this child should go back to this mother who say, honestly, I can't take care of this child financially, even with what he's given me. And so at first they said, okay, let's up this ante. Let's charge him more. He said, I'm not paying more. I'm giving her enough. He said, if you don't, you're going to spend 30 days in jail. He said, well, do that because I'm not paying her more. He got out of jail, back in court, same thing. He said, put me in jail because I'm going to tell you what, you all keep putting me in jail. Not only she won't get what you're saying that I should pay, she won't get anything because I'll be then behind bars.
Mhm.
So that's what he said. And also, he had his receipts. He had proof as to, he had money orders. He had enough sense to give her money orders because money orders have a receipt.
Mhm.
And some money orders, you can take it to your bank and do whatever you can do to get this cash. But he had to have a paper trail. And so
Mhm.
now with her, now she's lying, right? So with those receipts, you got caught in a lie, and by your own admission, you cannot take care of your child. So let's give some of this support. Let's give some of this time, this custody to that father. Oh, she got mad, but that was from your own admission. Yeah, I can't do this on my own. Then why are you hogging all the time with this child and not allowing this child to see his father? See, some of these women, they're going to slip up with all these lies that they're telling.
Mhm. So what I used to make my nephew do is I would make him write down each and every time that he got the child. I would make him write down each and every time he bought Pampers, diapers, wipes, formula, clothes, whatever. Keep a receipt. But he would have to keep 3 receipts. And
That's
you
right.
know, I
That's right.
explained that to you earlier. It's one of those. I'm gonna make sure that I CYLA, which is cover my own ass, because if that paper copy, if it fades or if somebody accidentally spilled water on it, guess what? I got 2 other receipts of that same copy,
Mhm.
and I can show you that I did what I said that I did. I
That's
have
right.
it on my computer. I
That's
have it
right.
on a flash drive, and I got the paper copy. If you think I'm lying,
That's
I've
what,
covered my own behind.
yes. Yes. You always got to have a digital copy and a hard copy. You always have to. I'm telling you, because these people will lie on you, will have you looking like a straight up deadbeat. And you need to be taking pictures. And we know who's on this platform with their son, and he's on video. So you can't lie and say this man was not spending time with his child. So if you need to go do that, you better be doing that. Take pictures with you and your child in different various areas that you go visit. You better be doing that. Like, that's really unfortunate. And he said that as well. That's unfortunate. But you gotta cover yourself.
Hmm. So again, like I say, this is just something that I always told my nephew to do, because his baby mother was someone who I just really did not trust. Um, Baby, when you get that baby, you do a video recording of as soon as you get the baby, and the baby is in the car with you, do a video recording of what the baby looked like, any type of bruises or anything that's on that child. And when you get ready to take that child home,
Mm,
you do a video recording
that's
of
right.
what that child looked like when they left your home and everything else. Because I mean, I have seen it happen numerous times. All of a sudden, they get back home. Oh, well, you did XYZ to my child. No, 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 no. I don't know what you're talking about. And you don't have to let them know, okay, well, go take the baby to the hospital or whatever you need to do. Just make sure, like I say, you got your copies. That's all I can tell you. I always have told my nephew to cover his behind, because you just never know with some of these mamas. Mm-mm.
Okay, consider this, folks. Consider this. All right, so let's say the child is 7 years old, eight, nine, whatever, right? And the child expressed himself, "Mommy, I want to live with daddy." Like that's just what I want to do. Don't really know the reason. I don't know, but maybe daddy play a lot of video games. I love to spend time with my daddy. And so it sounds like, and it may look like, yeah, that the child should be granted to live with his father. But the mother says no. It sounds unfair. And these cases are state specific, right? It
Mm.
has nothing to do with our feelings. What is the law? What does the law say? And so in the state of Michigan, I don't know the law on everything. I really don't, because I'm not used to being in a courtroom. The only time I was in a courtroom was because of my divorce. I want to stay far away from a courtroom. I really do. And so I have. So there I was in the courtroom. Children were not allowed in that courtroom. So they didn't have a voice. And as long as we're not talking about abuse, then you cannot go to the child and say, "I'm going to put it on you, baby. You are only 7 years old or 8 years old, but I'm going to put all this weight on you, and we want to hear from you. And we're going to rule according to this child's voice and his opinion." What do you say, child? What do you say, baby? What should we do? Well, Your Honor, I want to live with my daddy. The child doesn't get that grace. There is no such a thing. The only time I believe that a child is able to speak about what he wants is if there's abuse that is talked about. And so in my case, there was no abuse. And so they didn't hear from the child. And that was the end of that. But at the same time, I think that's really sad because some kids cannot express themselves to say, "Your Honor, I'm hurting here. I don't want to be here. I do want to live with my daddy." Or if daddy has full custody over me, "I don't want to live with him anymore. I want to live with my mom." And because the state has the final say, that child is going to feel, well, I don't like to use this word. He's going to feel stuck.
I mean, I would say here in the state of Texas, most of the time they side with the mother. And so they will give the mother every chance and opportunity to be a part of the child's life over the dad. And so
Same
that's just
here.
how it
Yeah.
normally is here. Um, Now, is there certain fathers who could definitely do the job? Yeah, definitely. But again, it just really depends on the states. Most states have a tendency to side with the mom over the dad when it comes to that.
Oh, and don't let that mother come to the courtroom crying. Oh my God. Oh my Lord. I'll tell you this. I walked away with telling the judge, "Your Honor, the only thing I want is what Tina Turner wanted, and that was my name. I don't want my last name because it matches his. Don't get this twisted. I want my last name to stay because it matched my son's last name. I didn't want to re reclaim my maiden name. I want the same name my sons have." And so I was able to walk away with what I requested. And so our case wasn't like all of these ratchet cases that you see. And cases are not ratchet, it's how they conduct themselves in the doggone courtroom. Like, why can't we come with the truth? If your truth is you are not paying child support, why are you coming in here lying? See, had you just paid child support, you wouldn't have to worry about what you look like, what everybody is saying about you, because you came here with proof. Now, if you don't have proof and you blame everyone for your problems, what are you saying now?
Glenn, you have something you want to say?
Yeah, I just want to ask a few questions. I know I heard somebody say something, take pictures or take do this with receipts and all that. That you take, show us receipt of something that you're giving her money. But you got to understand, it's not ordered by the court. That's a gift. Even
Yeah.
though, even though I had receipts over a couple $1,000. They told me that's a gift. Anything outside of court order is a gift.
Hmm.
Therefore, I mean, you just giving it.
Okay, now the reason why I said that is because in the very beginning, when my nephew had not been on child support, I knew that at some point this girl was going to try to go back and hit him for back child support. So this was his way of showing that he actually had been a part of his child's life. And he was documenting each time that he gave her something so she couldn't lie and say, "Oh, he's never given me a dime. He's never did XYZ." And that was the reason why I was making him document and take pictures of every single thing. Like in the very beginning, my sister actually was taking care of the child so that way she could go to school. But then she started taking to Facebook and everything, talking about I don't get no help from them and they need to let him
Mm.
grow up and be a man. But here it is, we take care of your child 24/7 as a family, so that way you can go to school and you have the audacity to do this. Well, come get the baby, and then you can go ahead and find daycare and then go from there, honey, because ain't nobody got time for that.
Taisha is also making a point. Some of these moms, the child says they want to spend time with their father, and many mothers say no. And it's not that the father is hurting them physically or emotionally. Okay, it's just the mother is against the father. And so she believes she's hurting that father only, but you're not. You're hurting that child. And ultimately, you're hurting yourself, because these little boys that grow up to be men and these girls grow up to be women, and they are really expressing themselves.
Which goes back to the comment that I made earlier. Sometimes it's best to go through the court system because
It
when you
is
dealing with bitter baby mamas and stuff like
bitter.
that, then guess what? You have a court documentation that says, okay, they are allowed to see their child every weekend or every holiday or whatever. And if she does not comply, then guess what? You do the same thing that she would have done to you. You take her behind back to court, let them know that she's not complying with the rules and the regulations of this contract that y'all have, and put her ass in jail. I'm sorry.
That's right.
That's just how I see it.
That is right. And like Glenn said, in many states they're saying that. And we didn't have to deal with the extra. If it's outside of the court order, it is considered a gift. What I would do, because I'm not a guy, so I can never be someone's father. But what I would do then, I would buy what I know the child needs. So here's the child support in the form of money, checks, whatever that is. Now, here's the items that my child needs. They need clothes, they need a coat, whatever these clothing items are, shoes, whatnot. I will buy those things and let it be whatever the court call it. They want to call that a gift. Who cares? My child needs a hat. Wintertime, he needs gloves, coat, he needs clothes. I'll do that. But as far as the form of money, and they won't document that because they're saying it's a gift,
I
then
think
I
some.
won't give that. and I'll put everything in my home that the child needs. So when the child spends time with me, he got all he needs. He don't really need cash money. A 7-year old doesn't need cash money. It's the mom that needs that money to support that child in the event that the father don't want to or cannot or just won't, will not. So, but at the end of the day, somebody is going to pay.
Mhm.
Somebody has to pay. I can love my child. I can tell him all day, son, I love you, son. All four of them, times four. I love you. At the end of the day, what are they going to ask me? Ma, what are we going to eat for dinner? Now, son, I told you I love you. That's good, Ma. What are we going to eat? They need to know where is their next meal coming in at. And who's going to pay for this place that we're living in? Yes, I'm going to pay for it. But you, Father, promised me that we're going to do this together. And you renege. So someone has to pay for this. Don't get mad with me because you changed your mind. If you want another family, you should have said so in the beginning. So, but that's where we are. Go ahead to that other family, but you're going to pay for this one, which is your child. I didn't ask you to give me money for my personal needs. I never asked you that. I
Glenn,
asked you, will you be the man to take care of your responsibility if we have children? You said yes. So now here's the child. Here's the children even. You renege. Somebody gonna pay.
Glenn, you wanted to say something?
So let me ask you something. I want to know. I want to know what's the reason for paying child support. What is it needed for? I mean, just tell me what you tell me what you feel like paying child support. What you gonna get up out of it when you get the child support money?
Okay, so I'm not supposed to be personally getting anything out of it in regards to my personal needs. So I know that child has their basic necessities. You got to have, okay, so when you have a child, what do he need? When he's an infant, he needs formula, he needs diapers, he needs clothing, all of these things. I've been here before. Monies wasn't given to me. I told the judge, I don't care about this money. Take care of these kids. What does that look like? I'm going to pay and he's going to pay. So, to answer your question, Glenn, that child support would be for my kids to eat. It's your child too. It's my child. He's going to eat, Glenn. He's going to be clothed. And anything that is associated with schools, those teachers are telling us what they need our children to have. So, child support can pay for that as well. It doesn't need to pay for my hair, doesn't need to pay for my clothes, my makeup, and all this other trash that some of these women are using this money for. That's what the money is for. And anything else that's left over, they need to be getting a bank account for these children so that when they grow up and turn 18 years old, they'll be thanking the mom. Mom, thank you because you have saved and put away some money you didn't tell me about. Now I can buy a car. I want to go to college. Now I can drive myself away from here to go to college. You see what I'm saying? None of that money should be personally mine. That's what that child support is for. That child.
Like I said, my situation was completely different. My baby gets a whopping $25. I don't know what the hell I'm supposed to do with $25, but that's it. And this gentleman, who is supposed to be her father, made the comment to me, well, when we go back to court, then I'll have my rights. I wish you would. You trying to play with me, telling me that $25 a month is sufficient in regards to taking care of this child, and that you got rights. So the moment you late with that damn $25, I'm gonna make sure I press all kind of charges on your ass. Don't play with me.
You can't press
And
charge
what
if
and
he late.
Yes, you
yeah, and
can.
why he think he's
How
smart
can you
too.
press charge if he late? If it's court
here
order.
you Here, in regards to them being late, you let the courts know that they're late and they haven't complied with the contract that you got with the court. Then that's how they do it.
What type of law and sex you got going on?
Hmm.
That's just how
If
they
it,
do it. Like
I don't
if they're
I don't see it. It comes clean up
so
out my check, clean
what
up
they
out of.
have done is now I don't know in regards to taking it out of the check anymore because like I say shit it's only $25. What they really gonna do taking $25 out of check? Like if you don't pay, the first thing that they do is they'll put where you can't drive. They'll take away your driver's license. Then I think the next thing is the passport, and then I can't remember what else they take away, but they take away all these things, which is crazy to me because they still need a driver's license to drive to and from work.
Like, but what type of work do this man do? Like, is you pushing the issue? Like in
Oh,
Tennessee, $25, man. The minimum is 450. I mean, $440. I mean, $540 in the state of Tennessee. That's the minimum. Well, in the city that I am,
no,
and you lucky to pay that.
he works as a medical something. I don't
Ain't,
remember. He does something in the medical field, but the whole thing is
ain't no way you paying $25. That ain't right. And
again, you missed the first half of what I was telling you. Like he didn't want to go to court because he knew that he would have to, in fact, be determined as the father, and so he's basically trying to avoid that. And so the state of Texas makes them pay back anything pertaining to the child because the child is classified as their own entity.
so if y'all going to court, you gonna get a test. You gonna get all that.
Yeah, they have to get it.
Well, once you get the test, then they gonna all you gotta say you want back pay from the time they're gonna rob his pocket.
But again, as long as he's trying to avoid all of that,
Avoid all of it. Yeah.
How is he gonna avoid it though? If y'all going to court,
Glenn, I have gone to court over and over again, and this man will say, "Oh, I forgot."
that's it. I mean, it was it subpoena.
They gave him a subpoena.
So
They've
he should
done
have been
all of
contempt of court.
They've done that before. Again, this man does not comply when he gets out because this is the only child that he would have to pay child support for. He has 8 other kids besides my baby. So, in order to avoid paying child support for just this one, he doesn't go to court. So, as long
If,
as he's not going to court, then guess what? Yeah, they can lock him up for contempt, but they still can't force him to give his DNA.
Mm.
if they can,
No,
up,
they
up,
can't. How they gonna force him to give his DNA?
boy up here, that boy would be he be do them 6 and 8 up here, and that CCA. Somebody here a nurse. He gon' shit. By the time he get out, he gonna make sure he go to court the next time.
Trust. I've gone through all of this with this man.
Yeah,
Hell, I've
that
even had to put my niece on child support.
Texas law crazy. Yeah, that's some crazy stuff there.
Yeah.
That's some crazy stuff there. If you order to come to court and you only get a contempt and you not obligated to take the DNA test, what's the point of you coming to court then?
In the very beginning, this is what I dealt with. So they would say, "We're sorry, Miss Pine. We're going to have to go ahead and reschedule because we forgot to send out the certified letter and get someone out there to him." What the hell you mean you forgot? Like you knew we
Mm.
was going to court and you didn't have someone to go out there and serve him with the paperwork? So then I would give them the exact address, the telephone number, where he worked, da 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 da. They do the same thing again.
I know I missed two of them. 30 days here, CCA, 30 days there, CCA. I told him give me another 30, but I wasn't going, but I went on and went.
That's
Yeah,
messed
twenty
up.
five dollars is
That's.
it.
Mm. Yeah, these mothers
See, they don't
try.
do the
Some of them they are using their child as a pawn. They are.
Yeah,
auntie,
that's
they
crazy.
don't do the deemed by default here. I've seen a lot of places that do the deemed by default if they don't
Huh.
come to court. But here we don't do
Yeah.
the deemed by default.
Wow. Really?
Matter
Mm-mm.
of fact, I had to do that last year for my other two kids, Jalea and Jamani. Yeah, I had to do that. I,
What, you was deemed by default?
yeah, now I told them folk I wasn't going. She said soon. She said we'll be at your job in the morning. And you be. I said well I'll be down there 4:30.
You so goofy.
That is I don't know if it's still happening here in Michigan, but it did happen here in Michigan, being by default. Because just think about something. The court tells you you're gonna be here such and such date, whatever. And we're talking about grown ups. Now we're not talking about children. Now, if the father or said father cannot make it, what should he do? He say, "Oh well, I'm just going to stay home because I just really cannot make it to court." So don't you know? I'm not saying this question for anyone, but we know that the court will respond to that father not showing up. If and then the father might want to say or use that opportunity to say, "Your Honor, that is not my child." Again, because they did not respond and show up to court, you are the father. By default, you didn't come here to defend yourself. So you are the father. And that's what the court is going to do. And so now you will pay from here on out. Now, let's say if you still don't know that that is your child, and then you say, okay, to the mom, let's talk. Okay. And then you start liking each other again. And then you decide to marry the woman. That is now by law your child. You married into this whole mess. You didn't even know if that's truly your child because there was no blood test, but that father moved very swiftly and now he has to pay for those 18 years. By marriage, you are now the father. Isn't that something like, whoa?
Okay, so I like here the situation was my niece was married and she had a child by the other guy. Okay, the father, I mean the guy she was married to was in jail. And so even though she was married and she had a baby by someone else, he was classified as the legal
He
father
is the legal father. Yes,
and
that's what I was trying to
and
think of.
the
Yes,
other guy was classified as the alleged father. And
that's right.
so
Let me write
even
that down.
though
Alleged.
um
True.
even though that was the case, when I went to court, I had
Thank
to
you,
take
Auntie.
all
Thank
three
you,
of
Miss
them
Lady.
to court because of the fact that it's her as the mom. I had to deal with the legal father and then the alleged father. And so to rule out the legal father, had to do a DNA test with him. And of course, he's not the father because he was in jail the whole entire time when she was pregnant. The alleged father wouldn't show up, so can't do anything about that. Her, so she was in jail at the time frame, but I think she was notified 29 days before the court case, and you have to be notified at least 30. And so even
Mm.
though she was in jail where they could have transported her to the court, because it wasn't 30 days,
Oh.
it was shy one day, she didn't have to go to court.
Mm.
Hold on.
So
All
Say
these
that
these
again.
folks
Say
in
that again.
jail and all of this
so what
stuff.
happened
God.
is
Oh.
you have to have 30-day notice in order to be brought to court. Now, my niece was in jail,
Damn, that's
but
Texas law.
man, yeah.
Oh.
Man,
The
I ain't never
girl
heard
was
that one.
in the girl was in jail. She got served like
Mm.
29 days ahead of time. So
Mm.
because it was one day shy,
Mm.
then she didn't have to go to court.
Texas messed up.
That is very messed up.
Texas messed up.
I appreciate you, Ms. Leda, and Auntie saying that, making it clear. It is definitely the legal father. I had it right at the tip of my tongue. And I was saying something, what did I say? When the father or said father marries that woman, don't know that that is his biological child, he by law becomes that legal father. It sounds bold, but if you really think about it, they give this father the opportunity to speak up for himself. before this happened, before all of this, and they don't respond. So when they don't respond, you're saying by your actions, I am the father. That is sad, but that's the law. It's sad
Uh,
though.
Like I said, because she was married, I had to do three way in regards to getting the child removed. I had to get her removed. I had to get the legal father and the alleged father removed. And so that was just to even get guardianship type situation.
I say God bless you because that's a lot of most people. Well, I don't know about most people. I haven't met most people, but many people would just throw their hands up and say, "Let's forget it. It's too much." It love have to drive you to do that.
Like
Love have to drive you.
you literally have to wait between 6 months and a year before you can even petition the court to become a guardian of a child here. And so
Okay.
it's classified under child abandonment because here it is between 6 months and a year, these parents haven't been a part of this child's life. And so then you can go to court for child abandonment to get guardianship. Once you've done that, then you can submit paperwork requesting full termination of rights for the kids. But while you're going through that process, the child is still classified as their own entity, and so they force you to get them Medicaid, Medicare. They have to get food stamps of their own and stuff like that. It's crazy. Yeah, no one signs their birth certificate.
Mm.
And so that's how it is. Neither parent signed the birth certificate. The name was on there, but nobody actually physically signed the birth certificate. So I have the birth
Mm.
certificate, I have social security card, I have all of that. But even with legal guardianship, I have to, if I enroll my child into any doctor's offices, I have to let the legal parents know, which means I have to let the mother, the father, the legal father, and the alleged father know
Mm.
where I have enrolled that child at the new doctor's office. I have to
Let that
still
child
add
know.
them to the information for the people to know that these are the legal mother, the legal
Yeah.
father, and the
Jesus.
alleged father. So anything that I do, I still have to make them privy of anything that
Mm.
I do because I don't have the adoption completed.
Okay. I got it. I got it. And Auntie says, don't sign that birth certificate if you are unsure, fathers. If you're unsure, because you're bound for 18 to life.
Hmm.
18 years.
Because not all states have to remove you from that birth certificate. You can
Mm-hmm.
petition the court, but because you signed it, it's classified as a voluntary right.
And I watch that court television. I like watching that. But this is the
Fraternity
thing, what
court.
keeps happening. These young men, they keep doing that. They keep signing this birth certificate because they think it's cute that they like their girlfriend. They over the heels about her. And she said that's my baby, although I'm unsure. But they still sign that birth certificate. Okay, so where do they do that at? If you are unsure, why do you think it's smart? See, that's that's some of the, and it is sad. I'm not pointing any fingers at anyone. It is truly sad that some of these young men, they don't value themselves, so they're concerned about what my girlfriend is going to say if I don't sign this birth certificate. Who gives two craps about what she's going to say? If you are unsure, you ought not to be signing this thing.
Hmm.
Like,
I
who
mean,
are in these people's lives? Because I'm sure you all can hear my voice. I'm very passionate about stuff like this. And you can call me
Traisha,
crazy if you want to, but I'm doing some talking. Sons, you're not signing that. If you're unsure, what are you signing for? If you're
Traisha,
unsure,
Traisha, the only thing I can tell you, if she don't want to share and your brother is on child support, he needs to take her ass back to court because
Yeah.
she is not complying with the legal contract that they have. So just like he can be held bound by that, she can be held bound by that. And she can be held into contempt of court for not complying with the rules and regulations, period.
You know what's sad? I'm telling you. See, some of these mothers, they don't think about this. They think that that child is going to stay small. I promise you all, these children, they're growing up, and when they turn 16, you want to know what they're doing? They're catching the bus to that parent that you kept them from. Why are you doing that? And then all of these lies that these children have been told over the years, they're going to learn and to decipher the difference as to what really happened. Because my mother always taught us, you don't have to tell these children about, their fathers if they're sad. You understand what I'm saying? You don't have to bad talk these men. These children are going to see they growing up around it. And even if the father is absent, these children know. Because I'm going to tell you, at my age, I don't care how much money you give me. I do not have a memory of my father even spending one night under the same roof with us. I'm the youngest of nine. I don't have a memory of him spending one night under that roof. So children grow up to be an adult, to be adults. Okay, so it's not much that you need to say to a child because he's living in it and he's gonna see. So, but we go wrong when we start telling that child our story because now you're confusing him because your story and his honest to God truth won't match. So now, when he gets to be 16 or 15, old enough to catch that bus, even at 12, they're doing it. They're catching that bus and going back to that father that or mom that was absent. And when they do, they taking their own story to daddy and hearing from daddy and finding out, Ma, you lied to me. And so while we think it's cute to keep that child to ourselves, they're going to grow up and they're going to resent us. So why are we doing that? You're hurting that child and you're going to ultimately hurt yourself because the last I check on the news and the media, these kids, they're growing up and they're hurting these parents. Why are we doing this to these children?
Well, I'm sorry. At this point, I am not willing to allow my niece or the father into my child's life. I don't know the father, and so I'm not willing to put someone who is a complete stranger in my child's life. Um, and I don't know anything about them. I couldn't tell you anything about them, and so I'm not willing to do that. And I have never trust my niece's judgment. So, like I say, I don't know this man. Um, and I'm not willing to put my child in that situation. And when it comes to my niece, she is not going to be someone who is in and out of my child's life. So if she's not going to be a constant factor in her life, she can't be anything until my child is old enough to make the determination if she wants to deal with her.
Yeah, because there's a lot of confusion and pain that's going to come from that. So these children, they deserve stability. And if we cannot say that if I take my child in the hands of his real mom, if there was such a thing, because I am the mom, but I'm just saying in a case of a different scenario. If I can't honestly say and know that when I take my child over to your home, that they won't cry, well, kids gonna cry anyway. But I'm saying you are really forcing this issue. You're telling this child some adult things you ought not to be telling them. And so therefore, now he got to deal with this. And in order for him to express himself, he cries. He cries because you're saying that your mom is ugly. I don't like her. She's evil type of things. I don't know what you're saying to my child. All I know is when I get that child back, the condition he's in. He's crying, his face is red. I'm just saying if this was the case. So if I cannot, if you can't prove to me that my child is going to remain stable, not only under my roof, but yours as well, you already got a problem, honey, because I'm not sending my child to you. That's just not about to happen. You can take me to court. I would suggest you do. because I'm not doing this. I'm not. It is up. Ooh, I see. I'm very passionate about all of this. Oh my goodness.
I
I
mean,
believe that every child deserves a stable, happy life. Yeah, this life is hard, but we should be able to provide stability. Now, if I have to send my child over your house for 5 minutes and and there's no stable ground over there, bye. I have to go get my child. I can't do this. I don't know what you got going on over there, but yeah, I would suggest you take me to court because I'm not doing this. I love my child too much.
well, I've already made it clear on my end. I'll go to jail any
I'm
day beyond
going
mine.
to jail. Where is
Um,
my orange suit? Because I'm not messing around. This is my child.
yeah.
I said yes to having a child, which means yes to your comfort as much as I can provide, yes to your food, your shelter, all of these things. And if you don't want to help me, okay, God bless you. But I'm going to court. No, we don't have to go back and forth with these people. And we don't have to feel ashamed either. We're speaking up for our child. Now, you know what? What we haven't talked about is this. Now, let's say if we all, let's say 100% of us was against uh, taking a man to court for child support. He's not financially taking care of this child. So, regardless of what it looked like, he can be in the home for 24 hours. What is he saying? Is he arguing with you about the child and talking about what he's not going to do? We don't know. We're on the outside looking in. So, here we go. You don't want to pay for this child for whatever reason. I don't care if you do, but you still have it. We're talking about 2 years and 5 years. The child is 10. When are you going to financially take care of this child? And guess what? If you don't take that man to court, your child is still a child. But when he grows to be a man or a woman, mom, why didn't you take my daddy to court? I didn't know anything about it before, but I've been watching on social media that I could have used that money for my college. Woo, don't tell me nothing about these children is not growing up asking these kinds of questions because they are. What do you have to say when that child asks you as his mother, Mom, why you didn't take my dad to court? I could have used that money. I want to be a nurse. I want to go to college. You could have saved that money or some of it. What are we going to say to that child? And it better make sense to that child, not make sense to you. So, and we
so
think that
Traisha,
these
you keep
children are
saying
not
that your
asking. They are.
nephew, Traisha, you said your nephew is 12. Okay. Again, your brother can go to court, back to court, and let the child speak. The child is capable of talking and telling the court where he wants to be. So that's on your brother in that regards on what he does. And if you say he lets him eat too much candy, he definitely is going to have to minimize that because some of them have what is it counselors and everything else that comes out. um I don't know if it's just through the adoption process, but I went through counselors coming out, and they make sure that the home is safe and everything else. I don't know in regards to um, transfer of custody.
That's messed up. Now, what's going to be a shocker if that boy decide at age 14, 13, or 14 that he going to catch that bus to his daddy's house?
But again, if he does catch that bus to daddy house, daddy still got to take him right back to mama because
Yeah,
there's
but
a
that's
court
time
order.
spent. That's true, but that's time spent. And then that boy going to go back home and then he's going to do it again. I know about this stuff. These children, they're going to find a way. I'm telling you. If we keep acting like that because she want to be bitter, that baby, he's not gonna always be a baby. That boy gonna catch that bus to his father's house regardless, because that
Yes,
love is
and
what's gonna
Williams,
drive
you're
him
right
over.
about that. Or run away.
Or
You
run
know,
away. That's what I'm saying. Run away right into the hands of his father, or run away from all y'all because he think you're crazy. Then what are you gonna do?
so I mean, like I say, each situation is different. You just never know what in the world you're gonna run into, what you're dealing with. Um, It's a lot of crazy situations out there. But all I can say is always cover your own behind. If they not on child support, make sure you have a legal agreement with them that is notarized that hey, I'm gonna pay XYZ amount every single month, and
That's right.
call it a day. Make sure both of y'all have a copy of it. So can't one lie and say, "Oh no, I don't know nothing about that." Mm-mm-mm. Nope, it was notarized. We got it notarized in front of this person. You were provided with a copy. I was given a copy. I don't care if you got to record the thing. Do what you
You
got
say
to
you used to
do.
run away from your mom's house to go to your dad's. I don't blame you. You know, these children, I'm telling you, you will drive, just like you say, Miss Lita, when you say Glenn and Gangsta Emoji and drive you to drink. Some of us parents, I'm telling you, I thank God for my sons. Some of these children, we will drive them to run away from us with all this foolishness going on. And we think that they just gonna stay put. No, some of these children, some of these kids, they're running away from us. They don't want to hear all of this. They don't
Mhm.
understand why are you telling me I can't see my father? Like why? He haven't done anything to that child, and just because a mother is bitter, she wants to tell that child no. And he still doesn't understand. Why can I spend time with my daddy? And then they
Again,
grow.
try. Uh, Again, Shaisha, your brother needs to go back to court.
Oh yeah, he
If
need to go
she
to
is
court for
not
sure.
complying with the legal documentation that they got solidified by the court, then he can have her behind held into contempt and she can go to jail. Period. Then he can go back at the same time and sue for immediate custody, what relinquishment of rights during the time frame that she's in jail or whatever. Because who's going to be taking care of that child? So he
That
can have her, huh?
and Williams, that message that was retracted, sometimes YouTube does that. There wasn't nothing that you said wrong. No worries. I
Oh,
know,
I
right,
didn't even.
Taisha? And it was something else that I didn't tap on. It was something else I didn't tap on in regards to these children. They leaving. They leaving the house. Look, they're tired. All of these stories you keep talking about, my daddy this and my daddy that. So fathers, what I would do, write a letter to your child. Okay, you're gonna always do that. Write a letter, make a copy of it, and send it. Some of these mothers are not giving these children these letters, these I love you letters. I love you, son. I love you, daughter. Even these cards, birthday cards, or even a card just because. Photocopy everything. I promise you. Because what's going to happen is that mother has spent all of those childhood years with you, with the child. But then when that child grow up, now those adult years, he may not want to reach back to his lying mother, his deceitful mother. He may not want to do that look back. He's going to spend the rest of his days with that parent that you kept him from. And so that's why I didn't do that. Like, where is this stuff coming from? Why do we think that we're just hurting this man? And so he's going to grow, these children, they're going to grow. That's right. That's right. Yes, it says, Auntie says, yes, Lita, she will be in contempt, niece Traisha. He has to fight. Yes, he has to fight. Like, no matter what that fight looks like, he has to fight because these children are worth it.
Mm. Well, guys, put a one in the chat if you enjoyed this topic. Put a two in the chat if you didn't. Either way, let us know. We greatly appreciate it. This is something that we definitely wanted to hit home about. Um, there's been some situations that are occurring on YouTube pertaining to child support and everything else. And so why not go ahead and drive it home?
You know, I like that lady I'm looking at right here with the long hair, and she's standing in the bathroom, um, doing what is that? A selfie, and then that's a blue jean vest. I like her. She looked just like me. As a matter of fact, that's my namesake. Oh, it is me.
You
Okay.
so silly, I swear. again, Traisha, your brother needs not to argue with her at
Yeah, don't
all. He
argue.
just needs to do what he is supposed to for his child, comply with that court order. If she does anything that is not in compliance, take her butt back to court and have her held in contempt. Period. I
Oh
don't care
yeah.
how petty she is. There's a legal agreement. And if she doesn't comply, then he can press charges against her to be
Oh
held in
yes.
contempt.
And contempt. That's right.
So, yeah,
Thank
let
you,
her be petty
Auntie.
by
Thank you,
herself.
everyone.
Um, well, guys, this is the end of the show for today. Hope you join us next week. We haven't picked the topic for next week, but we will discuss it. And you guys have a blessed and wonderful evening. Until next time, I'm your girl, Miss Leda, and this is,
Leslie.
and we out this thing. Peace.
Bye.